Today is September the 12th, 2023. It's a Tuesday, and it's about 3:20 in the afternoon, I believe. And I'm out here at Echo Valley Park, and I thought maybe I'd do a little different type of a video today. I've made several videos out here at Echo Valley, which is in West Union, Iowa. Several bike ride videos, and I thought maybe today I would do a bike ride, but also explore a couple trails and maybe slow things down a little bit. And not have things go by so fast. And I'm in what they call the shelter house area, I guess, of the park. What's this say? Past echoes. From this site in 1936, a beautiful man-made lake could be seen, which was created when a dam was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps in the 1930s. The CCC also constructed limestone fire pits, pathways, and this shelter. The CCC was established in 1933 by President Roosevelt as a New Deal program to combat unemployment. In the United States during the Depression of the 1930s, as you walk through this park, please be aware of the historic value that remains here for the enjoyment of all. Okay, so let's take a look at the shelter house. And I am on foot, but I will be on the bike in a little bit. And for you camera buffs, I'm using the GoPro, and I've got it set on a narrow field instead of a wide angle, maybe to kind of minimize the distortion at the periphery of the frame. For today, we'll see how it works out. Okay. Oh, incidentally, it's about 70 degrees, beautiful day, beautiful fall-like day. And so here's the shelter house. And looks like there might have been a fire in here not too long ago. And down here is where the lake was. That was long before my time. I never recall a lake out here, but apparently there was down there. We spent a lot of time as kids crawling around this area. And we'll kind of go down to an area where we used to kind of climb around. I was out here yesterday. I saw 2 deer on the bike path, which is a first for me. I've never seen any deer right in the park, but it was so beautiful out here, and I thought I got to get out here during this nice fall weather and check out some of these trails, footpaths. I'm going to get the bike down off the car here. Okay, I'm going to walk the bike down. Here's a little footpath that leads down to what we call the Jensen Trail. And the Jensen Trail is the bed of the old railroad that's been turned into a recreational trail, and I've done several videos along that trail. But I'm going to take the bike down to the Jensen Trail, and then I'm going to come back up here and go down this path to the left. I've got the camera on my helmet, so I'm not sure how well that's framed, but I tried to show you the walking path. This is the Jensen Trail here. They've put some large gravel on this, which makes it a little difficult to navigate on a bike. Fortunately, the gravel isn't along the entire trail, but there's certain portions. But anyway, let's go back and check out this walking path. Again, I'm not sure how much of this is in the frame, but we'll just see what we come up with. Here's some limestone steps. Be interesting to know who put all this in. A lot of work. I'll just stop and kind of pan around here. Very nice day, nice cool breeze. If you look ahead there, you can see one of the bridges on the Jensen Trail. We'll be going over that in a few minutes. Way over there. I don't know if you can see my hand is in the frame. Hey, we're going to go down some steep steps here. Up along this ridge here, that'd be the Jensen Trail up there, which we'll be on pretty soon. My bike, if somebody hasn't taken it, should be up there somewhere. Okay, see where this goes. a little path off to the left. We won't explore that today, but sometime I will. This, I'm trying to figure out what this is. If that's maybe some steps or something. But almost looks like it could have been some steps. This is the old dam we used to play on as kids across the way. You can't even see it now, it's all overgrown. But we used to get up on that. We come down from the top there, which we'd call the backbone, and we'd work our way down to these two rock walls there, and there was maybe about a 4 foot space between the two, and it'd be a straight drop off to the bottom, maybe 10 or 12 feet, and we'd jump back and forth between those two walls at the top. And yeah, one time I did fall, not there but up here, and I don't know if I broke my ankle or sprained it real bad, but it wasn't good, and I ended up riding my bike all the way back into town on that bad ankle. I remember I was in a cast. In those days they'd put these casts on for, seemed like forever. But anyway, let's go down here. I'm going to be careful here. Get a closer look down here. And again, I apologize if the framing on these shots are all off, but I can't really tell because I got this camera mounted on my helmet here. I got my bike helmet on. So hopefully you're kind of getting an idea. I think maybe you can see one of the bridges there going across the creek. Up there, we'll be going across that in a few minutes. But straight over here is the old dam. Or this whole area was a dam, I guess, but that's where we used to play on that wall over there, catch snakes on that. If I had a little more time and dressed appropriately and had someone else with me, I might even go across there and we could take a look at it, but we'll save that for another time when I have some backup with me. Okay, let's head back. We'll go up here a little way just for the heck of it, see what this is. I don't know if I've ever been up in this area. Oh, looks like a nice path up here. That along the top is part of what we used to call the backbone of the park. And we would go, there's a little path up there, and then there were areas where you can crawl down the side. And so you develop your climbing skills. And I'm just trying to figure out if that would have been one of the areas right here. I think it may have been where we would go down this side here. I'm real curious as to where this leads here, but I am don't have a lot of time this afternoon. But let's just take a look a little ways down here. Well, this would be good for another, well, we'll save this for another video, this path. See where that leads. Here you see some prehistoric plants here, and occasionally there's a dinosaur or two pops his head out here. But let's get back to the main footpath. Uh-oh, which way do I go? Left or right? Well, I think it's right. I think I hear a pterodactyl up in the tree. Yeah, that's a pterodactyl. Fearsome creatures. Yeah, this park, Echo Valley, is just a couple miles outside of West Union. So I only live just a few miles from this beautiful park. And as I've told you ad nauseum, as kids, we spent a lot of time out here. Yesterday I was out here between 5 and 6 p.m. I did see two, as I told you, 2 deer, 4 humans, 3 of which were walking their dogs. And so I was very pleased to see the park being utilized, because usually when we're out here, it's rare to see anybody. And it always amazes me that how underutilized these resources are that we have right here in West Union. This is really about the perfect time of the year to be out here. We just went through a heat spell, and the last few days have been just perfect. There's a little path going down there. Oh, my bike's still there. Well, we'll head down the trail here. I'm going to walk it, get out of this gravel. I was telling my friend Ron Sabo, who is an avid biker, about this gravel, and I think I kind of exaggerated. I told him some of this gravel was as big around as golf balls. I don't see any quite that big, but it feels like it when you're riding on it. But it is a little big for people with especially the skinny tires. The tires I have are a little fatter, so it is navigatable. Is that a word? But with the skinny tires, you wouldn't want to be riding on that stuff. Now the gravel here is just right, little teeny. I don't know what they call it. It's a P-rock? Not even that, I'm not sure. So this is the first of the bridges here. Right in here is where I saw that second deer yesterday, and he bounded right over to the edge to the right, and I just couldn't believe they must be so incredibly sure-footed. But if you look down over the edge here, I mean, it was right in here, and just look at that drop-off. That is amazing. They just bounded right down there. If we try to do that, we break our necks. I don't know if you can ascertain the depth, but the distance on the video, but it's a pretty good drop off there. Up here is bridge number 2. In all, there are 3 bridges. We're gonna, oh, before we go over there, here's another trail. And I remember my buddies Doug and Diane Osborne from Decorah, who are serious bikers. We're up here, it's been quite a few years ago now, but they had never been to Echo Valley, so we got off the path here and went down there and rode a bit. That's more their style. They're used to the more rugged paths. But I haven't been down there in probably 15 years or so. Here's bridge number 2. And I think, nope, never mind. I was thinking, I think it's the first bridge I went over, we could have seen the dam area where we were a few minutes ago. I like to keep these videos down to about 30 to 40 minutes, but it's so hard to cut some of this stuff out because it all is so it's hard to cut some of this footage out. Everything looks so beautiful. I'd say bucolic, but I think I overuse that term, so I won't say bucolic anymore. I'll just use beautiful. I noticed something interesting yesterday. Right up here there's a little path, and we won't go all the way up it, but right here to the left is a path, and you see there's signs here. It says natural resource area, and it says hunting is allowed. So it kind of puzzles me, Does that mean that hunting is allowed on this side? If so, and here it says park boundary, respect private property. I don't know if I got that in the frame. Here, we'll do it again. But that says natural resource area hunting is allowed. So, does that mean then that if somebody approaches this area from up here, which I think I know where you would access this from up here, there's another road that leads into the park. So they can be walking around with their shotguns or whatever they use and wander down this path because hunting is allowed. And then if I'm dressed as a deer riding my bike, does that mean I could possibly be shot? Well, not that I'd be wearing a deer outfit, but I think moving objects sometimes, if you would be in the mindset to hunt something, wouldn't there be a possibility that you could get shot? I don't know. I'm just asking these questions. I'm definitely not a hunter. But it makes me a little slightly worrisome if people are hunting right up there. I don't know. Maybe somebody can post a comment here and explain this to me. Alrighty, back on the trail. Now up here they used to have animals, little, not really a petting zoo, but they'd have, trying to remember what they did have up here, goats and maybe a pony or something. There's something big out there flying. Not sure what that was, but anyway, all those little barns and little houses have been cleared out, and now this is a big open area, and this sign down here kind of explains what's going on. It says prairie planting in progress. Alliteration, very good, you guys. Be patient. Oh, prairie planting in progress. Be patient. The native wildflowers and grasses planted here may take a few years to establish. I want it now. When mature, this planting will provide habitat for pollinators, birds, and other wildlife, improve stormwater infiltration, add color and beauty to the landscape. So, all this in here will be that. Prairie planting. Native wildflowers. Okay. Now up here they've got some more of that big gravel. Where'd that go? I thought they had some big gravel. So, oh, down here a ways. Which makes it a little tricky to ride across. We're coming up on it right here, right all this area here. Well, I guess it's not golf ball size, but some of this gravel is, well, let's see how big it is. This is how big it is. Does any of that look like the size of a golf ball? No, it really doesn't. A little mini golf ball, but big enough to cause problems with bike tires, and especially the narrow type on the road bikes. This what I have is a what do they call it, a hybrid or a not a mountain bike, but so I got the fatter tires here. So it's not quite as bad with these, but still you can hit some of that gravel and lose control. I can feel it. I can feel, you know, kind of some lateral shifts going across this gravel. Anyway, enough of that. It's kind of a lagoon. Yeah, I've seen the creature in the black lagoon in here several times. Well, yesterday was a Monday, and I was, like I said, I was here between 5 and 6. So there seemed to be a little more activity out here than what I normally see. But now today, we haven't seen anybody out here. So a little earlier in the what did I say, was it about 3? Let's see what time here. It's 3:40 right now. So maybe that's a little early in the day for people to be out. Yeah, some people have to work for a living, don't they? This is not a bad surface. This is dirt with a little bit of real fine rock on it, right here, and that's very doable. I would just suggest to the powers that be who maintain this trail that maybe bringing in that big gravel is not. Oh, I was going to quit talking about that. Okay, forget it. We'll change the subject. Now up here to the left is a kind of a drive that is relatively new. If it's been there before, it certainly hasn't been quite as noticeable. But I suppose this would be for when they come in here with their equipment to maintain this trail. Makes it easier to get in. And there's something across the street there, a road, kind of a nature thing. I've been in there before, but kind of forgot what it is now. I'll have to check that out. I wonder what direction I'm going. Does anybody know? If you know what direction this is, going towards the Goose Ranch. The Goose Ranch is down here at the end. We're almost down there. I suppose I could get a map and figure it out. But I get so turned around. I don't have that internal compass that some people seem to have. I would guess that I'm going east, but I'll post on the video an overlay either confirming that or saying how far off I am. Here's the end of what we call the Jensen Trail. I don't know if that's the technical name for it. There's a little wire across. We'll just step over that and give you a little bit of a, that's 1.19 miles from where we started. Stream access trail. It should say Jensen Trail, after Dick Jensen, who really put a lot of his own efforts, time, and money into developing this trail. And if you've watched my other videos, this sign here should look familiar. And here's a path goes down to the stream. Oh, Otter Creek, okay. I was just gonna say, if Johnny were here, he could tell us what creek that is, but there's a big sign there that tells us. So who needs Johnny, huh? Just kidding, Johnny. I wonder if these are, is that a walnut tree? Everybody, I've got a walnut tree in my yard that suddenly this year I've got all sorts of little seedlings popping up all over in the yard. And the leaves look a lot like that. I'm pulling those little mini trees out. Anyway, we used to call this the Goose Ranch and go fishing here. And in those days, none of this foliage was there. Oh, I see there is a path. We won't do that today, but that would be interesting to go down that sometime. But we used to explore along this. One time when I was about 15, I rode my bike down this road, and this will eventually go quite a ways and circle around and go back to the main entrance of Echo Valley. I'm not sure how many miles that would be, but it was like a 95-degree day, and I was just about blacking out by the time I got to into the park. And I remember rolling down that big hill that goes into the park, rolling right down to the creek and just jumping into the creek, all my clothes on, and cooling myself down. I think it probably saved me from having a heat stroke. But whenever I look at that road, I think of that. It's amazing that I made it to 72 without killing myself on some of this stuff. But I'm sure a lot of you are thinking the same thing about the trials and tribulations of one's youth. All right, now we'll head back. And when we get back there, it should read about 2.5 miles, 2.4 miles, I'm guessing. This Jensen Trail is a perfect ride for beginners. It's very easy, flat. If there's any hills, you sure don't. If there's any incline, you don't notice it. Of course, it's a railroad bed. So I suppose that's part of why it's so level. So I would encourage anyone in the area, West Union, surrounding areas, if you want an easy, scenic. There, that's a good one, scenic instead of bucolic ride, check this one out. There are several access points to the trail back there where we just got off at the Goose Ranch, or from the shelter house in the park like we did today. Plus there are a couple other places where you can get on the trail, so it's easy to get on. There's plenty of parking. Great introduction to biking or hiking, to get out, get some fresh air, sunshine. Good for you both mentally and physically. And as far as a bicycle, there are bicycles that would be adaptable to any physical condition you may have. If you there's all sorts of options. Even those electric bikes, which I'm not a big fan of, but I can see where they would be nice for people that are compromised physically. There's a baby pterodactyl up there. He's hiding. They're very good. They have a invisibility cloak that they can turn on and off. I know there's people out there. Is that Doug Koempel? Is he missing a screw or what? Or is that just some type of a abnormal sense of humor? Both, I would say. There's a little path. Oh, what the heck? Should we go down there? Let's see where this goes. I don't know if I've ever been down this one. Can you beat that? Just look at that. And just unbelievable. Here's the lagoon. I can feel a little bit of mist, kind of like a real light rain, just very slight. We need rain. It's been very dry. I think most of the state's been having a drought this year. Northeast Iowa in particular. Okay, is this the bridge? I quit paying attention Is this the first or second bridge? I don't see the remnants of the old dam, so it must be the first bridge. It's another pterodactyl. That thing could clonk somebody in the head, that limb. Oh, that was the second bridge. So here's the first bridge. See if we can see that dam. Okay, there we go. Yeah. See the wood? Are those called pilings? That's where we were at the beginning of this video. There's the staircase we walked down. If you can see that, I hope so. This GoPro does not have a zoom on it, so it's got a lot of advantages, but it's got some disadvantages. More of an action camera for an action type guy like me. Here's that lousy grab. Oh, I'm not going to mention that. And right here, we'll just get off and walk up the rest of the way back to the car. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little outing today. I'm halfway tempted not to even edit this. We'll see how long it is. If it's more than 45 minutes, I'll probably edit it a little bit. Here we go. Remember to go to memorybrothers.com if you want to see more of my bike videos. Check out some other areas. Oh, save enough energy to lift the bike. Oh. How will I be able to do this when I get to into my 50s? Oh, that's right.